So the 6 criteria to find out if someone is a lead, are we putting them in the CRM or are we just ghosting them? The first one is you ask them to meet. You need to ask for a meeting with them, all right? The second one, you need to figure out if they have to sell. We've all gotten on the phone with someone and tried to get the listing appointment. They're like, I'm not in a hurry. Just, if it sells, it sells. If not, I'll just rent it out. I'll have my buddy move into it. I'll just move back into it. I'll just hang on to it. I'll just wait until the next boom. If they don't need to sell, they're going to be either not convertible or they're going to convert and be the biggest pain in the ass client that you've ever had. I've literally just dealt with one. I was representing the buyer on it, and the listing agent was an absolute moron, and the seller did not need to sell the place. So he wasn't willing to do anything with it. The 4-point inspection failed miserably. And he's like, oh, that sucks. Yeah, well, I suppose you can do the wiring on it. I was like, no, you don't understand. It's not going to be insurable. So if this guy moves into it, he's not going to be able to get insurance on it, meaning that the loan is not going to close. And he's like, well, that sucks. Well, I'll probably just hang on to it then. I was like, oh my gosh, and that realtor who was representing him as his listing agent did not do his job to find out if the guy needs to sell, because he's going to be a headache for him a lot longer than he was for me. He was a headache once for me. So you ask them to meet, find out if they need to sell. You need a clear timeline from them. Okay. So you need to find out, how soon does this need to happen? If they don't have a clear timeline, they're going to be a headache. They're not going to be a good lead. All right. You need to find out, you need to ask them directly. Hey, you don't have any other obligations to another agent, do you? Ask them directly. Most people do. Okay. And you're looking for the ones who don't. You want to ask directly about the obligation part though. So instead of being like, oh, so, you're not working with another realtor, are you? Well, I mean, yeah, I got a buddy who said he would do it and this and that. Okay. Just so that way I'm clear with you, you wouldn't be open to any other options, even if it meant potentially getting more money, would you? No. Okay, well, that's all right, man. Listen, I really appreciate your time. Get off the phone with them. They're not a lead. So ask them to meet. Do they need to sell? A clear timeline, no obligation to another agent. You need to ask them permission to have another conversation with them. That is the 5th part. If they agree to it, that is a lead right there. Okay. If you're like, I don't suppose it makes sense for me to follow up, and they're like, nope. Oh, okay. Well, good. Get off the phone with them. All right. That's 5 of the 6. The 6th one, get their email address. Okay. So that way you follow up. The biggest part, and I want you guys to write this down. The biggest part is follow-up. About 90% of your business is going to come from the follow-up. You're never going to meet someone and ask to marry them on the first date, and they say yes. Okay, so it's going to come from constant touches. It's about 6 to 8 touches that you're going to have with them before they actually convert. And I mean that, just like the prospect numbers of contacts to contracts, that's going to fluctuate as well.
If you would do me a quick favor and click the like and subscribe button below, that way you always get notified whenever we release a new video.